Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with another reading for the second half of March 2017. And I just wanted to let you know how I'm going about the reading this time round. And as always, I will use my Vera Sibilla deck, and I'll be using this first off this time. And then I have a deck that warrants a bit of an explanation. I'll show you these cards one at a time as I tell you them. They're called the Tarot of the Mystical Spiral, and it was created by an Italian called Giovanni Pelosini, and the artwork is by a man called Giuseppe Palumbo, and the notion, the thread, the theme of the spiral is really something that that talks about nature. It goes through nature in all forms, from the macrocosm of the galaxies to the microcosm of our DNA, and the entire energy of the universe acts in helicoidal motion in some way. And of course, these laws are not really fully understood, as far as I understand myself, as far as I know, because what we usually remember and think of when we talk about and imagine the spiral, these are notions that have mystified alchemists, scientists, artists, mystics, and the traditions and myths in any continent talk about in some way or another the spiral, and in a symbolic language, in a semiotic way. And even in the mystical traditions, the great mystical traditions and esoteric mystical traditions of the West and the East, is inspired by the spiral. So come with me, and let's use this initiatory deck. This is an initiatory deck. It's the symbolism shows us, it talks about, it tells us about a path of initiation, and it invites us to make a quantum leap in our consciousness, and to go there among the sage, the wise men, and understand the secrets behind Gothic cathedrals, or invites us to dance with the dervishes, or the Maoris, and meditate with the yogi, or even go travel with the Vikings, and dragons, unicorns, and sphinxes, and minotaurs, with archangels, the Knights of the Templars, and try to find out the ancient the secrets of humanity and of life itself. So come with me, and we'll use this deck to clarify. And every time I pull the cards, I'll say what the card specifically means in this deck, and try to see if we can get clarification using that. So off we go to those readings, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Libra. It's your turn. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here concentrating for you for the month of March, from the 16th to the 31st, Libra. Let's see what is in store for you, and see if these cards are willing to talk extra loud and give us an idea of what is coming up for you, Libra, for the second half of March. Let's see what they have to say for the second half of March. Okay. Oh, love is in the air. Really, Libra, love is in the air. Love is in the air. Either you are coming forth and being a very, very outgoing lover, or someone's coming right your way. But it's out in the open now. It is out in the open now. As a focus here, I have a bit of a difficulty here, because I have the lies, and before that, preceding that, is the Amalauta, which I will take a look at with this spiral deck, this mystical spiral deck. And what's interesting is that it comes in, the reading comes in, the period, the 16th, 17th, comes in on a very quiet note with the militare, the military. And at the same time, it's as if there is no communication, Okay, and the difficulty is that there's sadness because of the lack of communication. But in some way, there is something going on. You know, there is something going on. I have then communication starting, happiness in the heart, and bambino, the stanza con allegrezza al cuore, and the bambino, but it's framed by this feeling of hush-hush. Now, this is going to warrant an explanation. Of course, the love coming out, you as an active lover or you being the object of desire, needs to be clarified, as does these lies and the ill one, because I see a constant Costanza, Constance, and La Vecchia Signora, who speaks to positive change. They mirror each other and they talk of positive development regardless of what occurs with the female lover, and now we have both the male and the female lover. So there is two here, and they are tangoing. And however, there is love, amore, and however, we have in between amore, those of you who are partnered, denaro, that is an institutional bond, gelosia, there's something going on that has ruffled the waters. So I have 1, 2, 3 areas that I'm going, 1, 2, 3, 4 areas that I'm going to look at, and I'm going to put 2 cards on each area. First, starting with this love and the Gran Signore, this lover, male lover, that it could be a female. I have here the Regina di Spada. This is the Queen of Swords, and then the 7 of Cups. Now, the Queen of Swords is the goddess Durga. She's showing her symbols, and one of her symbols is a conchiglia. Conchiglia, one of her symbols is a shell. It's a shell that has the spiral shape, and she's showing her gifts of intelligence. Now, added to that is the 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups, of course, talks of our emotions, and it talks about a person being between a vortex, being between a difficult situation and the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel is when you can go find this anywhere in internet, is when we were condemned to speak all different languages. And so the idea here is that you, Libra, are going to be on a mission. You're going to be on a mission to overcome that lack of communication, as was shown at the top, through the use of your power, your intellectual power. Going to go here now to this ammalato and falsità to see what that has to tell us. Okay, I've got the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Now, the 5 of Wands is Athena, who transformed Arachne in a spider, and the spider is weaving a circular spiral web. And the idea is that there is a transformative nature here. There still is a moment when we are trying to understand what's going on, because this is illuminating the ill one and the lies. And then we have the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords is the martyr of a man with a tattoo, an initiatory tattoo. An initiatory tattoo, that the initiatory tattoo that is the cross, the rose with a spiral. Now, this is a sufferance, this is a sacrifice, okay? The sacrifice of having to go within and understand what went wrong. Now, this theme has been coming up in many different readings for the period, the second half of March. And it seems that for one slight moment, we're all being asked to stop and assess what is happening, because it seems that in interpersonal relations, there is a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo, I can't even say it. There's a misunderstanding. Okay, and one last here is on this gelosia, this jealousy card. And I've got here the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords. Now, the 10 of Pentacles is a card that shows us the goddess of fortune on the stairs of the temple, and she has in her hand a cornucopia, which is has the spiral shape, and the 2 of Swords are two animals crossing with their or spiraled. Spiraled, what would you call it's a ritual dance that they are doing, but they're crisscrossing and they're antagonistic one with the other. Now there's abundance in confrontation here. There's abundance in confrontation, and that is over the gelosia, and it's not smooth sailing in the home or in the relationship, but the confrontation is required, and that is being said over and over to all of these. There must be some element of truth that runs transversally, because everybody's seeming to get similar messages that something just doesn't go right, and we are asked to stop in our steps and confront the other person or confront ourselves in an attempt to understand. Now, and of course, this Algis is the outgoing rune, let's say, that will stand to gain in the conversation, in the negotiation. Again, for 3 or 4 readings, this nameless, faceless rune, weird, has come up with Manats. And again, the notion of trying to find your own personal perspective of what a relationship is. If I am like this and you are like that, can't we just be as we are and be together just the same? This is a theme, a common theme that has been playing out in many different readings, and I'm getting that in time it will occur, and the other party that you need to communicate with and negotiate with will need a bit of time. But you cannot go without that clarification. You just cannot. You'll find that moving forward with Rido, Bright Stave, will give you the insight. You will find that your insight will come when you assess the situation and then move forward. But it's through the insight that will make you possible for you, make it possible for you to move forward. I hope this was of help to you, Libra. Namaste until we read together again. Bye-bye.